Hi, so we're back again. This is Lars Nelson, well, mainly doing the video camera stuff, and I'm back here again. It's been a couple months with Gerard, Beaudin, sports commentator, and today we have guests with us. There's going to be more, but there'll be more videos either way. Today we have Jake Sobczak from the Sage Gators basketball team here today. So our topic is mainly going to be Sweet 16, Elite 8, Final Four, and for Jake's part, what it's like to be part of the NCAA. Gerard, thank you.
All right, so Jake, I gotta ask you. We're halfway through the Sweet 16 right now. We have Kentucky and Notre Dame in the finals, and Wisconsin and Arizona. So we've seen those games. What do you think of the remaining Elite 8 game or Sweet 16 games that are about to happen? So, for instance, like Duke and Utah, who do you think is going to pull that one out?
You know, I'm going to have to go with Duke on this one.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, Coach K is a great coach, and they're a great team. I think they're going to go all the way.
Okay. All right. So, what do you think about the Cinderella story this year, UCLA against number 2 Gonzaga?
I'm a big fan of underdogs. I love to see them go far, and I think they're going to go get that game.
That's a big difference, though. Number 2 and number 11. How are they going to be able to pull that out?
You know, just good coaching and teamwork. Really, I mean, anything can happen in the tournament, so
Okay.
You never know.
Yeah, one good shooting day, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. What about the East bracket with NC State and Louisville?
I'm going to have to go with Louisville on this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why do you say that?
They're just an athletic team. They're good. I've always liked them, so I'm going to go with them.
Okay. You think Rick Pitino's coaching will hold true? And
Yeah,
get
he
them
has
to
the
the
experience. I'll see them going.
Yeah. Okay. And how about Oklahoma and Michigan State?
I'm kind of torn on this one. I'm going to go with Michigan State.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Tom Izzo's going to pull out the upset, huh?
Yeah, I've always liked this team. I might be wrong on this one, but I'm going to stick with them.
Okay. All right. Well, there's Jake's Elite 8. So the big topic right now in the NCAA is Kentucky.
Mhm.
Are they going to pull out the undefeated season? What do you think?
It's a good question. I'm going to go with they'll probably end up winning, or at least getting to the championship game.
Okay. Why do you say at least there?
Because, like I said before, anything can happen in the tournament, and being undefeated, you have a big target on your back, and underdogs are really going to come for you. So
Okay.
anything can happen.
All right. Well, they're going to have to go through some tough teams.
Yeah.
Notre Dame is not a walkover. Duke, Louisville, all those teams, they're not going to be easy. What do some of those teams have to pull off or have to do to pull off a win against Kentucky, who has overwhelming players at almost every position?
Simple. They're going to have to play a perfect game. They can't afford to have any mishaps on offense or defense. You can't afford lapse at any point in the game. If you want to beat an undefeated team like Kentucky, who has great players at every position, you can't mess up.
Okay. All right. Have you yourself ever played against an undefeated team?
Yeah. 2 years ago, we played against the number 1 team in the Atlantic region, Old Westbury. They were undefeated, and they came into our house, and we ended up winning.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, how'd you pull
Nice.
that off?
Took a lot of preparation for the game. We had a specific defense that we were going to play, and we executed, and we played almost perfect, and we ended up winning.
Okay. Now, tell me a little bit about this Old Westbury team. What were they like? What was their specialties?
Old Westbury is always very athletic, so it's tough to match up at every position. But they had 2 very good guards, scoring over 20 points a game, both of them. So we went into the game taking both of those. We wanted to take both of them out of the game and make the rest of the team.
Okay. So you ran a special defense?
Yeah, we ran a triangle on 2, where we
Okay.
had just a defender on both of those guards and zoned up against the rest of the team.
Okay. Now, do you think any of these teams could pull something like that off against Kentucky? I know they really have, they're spread wide. Every position is
Yeah.
good. But do you think something like that could work?
I think with Kentucky, I don't really think it would work, just because they're good at every position.
Okay.
We were able to do that because Old Westbury they were all athletic, but they had 2 very specific good players Kentucky is good because they're all like well-rounded. They're all very good players.
All right. So, what kind of pressure is on the Kentucky players themselves? You know, if the other team can't necessarily do something, maybe Kentucky can just have a bad game.
Yeah, I mean, it is basketball. Anyone can have a bad game any night. I feel like there's always some added pressure with an undefeated team. Every team goes through adversity during the season, and I think you learn the most from losing, which they haven't done yet. Not to say they haven't learned and haven't gone through adversity, but I feel like they're missing that factor.
Okay. So what do you mean by they haven't learned? I mean, most of these players are one and done.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're going to go to the NBA or at least try to go to the NBA after this season. What haven't they learned that might be like a half step short of being able to win that title?
When a team falls apart and they lose a game to a team they shouldn't have, you learn a lot about the team and you come closer. And not to say they haven't gone through those and still ended up winning, but I feel like you learn a lot more from a loss.
Okay. So you kind of like strengthen yourself. You learn what it takes, you know, the final moments. You don't
exactly.
know. You might not know what to do if you haven't lost before.
Yeah. But I mean, not to say they haven't gone through some adversity. They might have been down games this year and they come back, but I mean, that's always, they're missing that. But I mean, there's always more pressure on an undefeated team, so the pressure could always get to them too.
Sure. Okay. All right. So I have to ask you though, what do you feel about Kentucky's recruiting process? John Calipari has embraced the one and done. He's taken in. It seems like he has 2 or 3 top 5 players every year going in the NBA draft.
I mean, he does a really good job at getting good players, and I mean, the way the rules are set up now, like you have to play 1 year. So I don't really. Some people hate on his way of recruiting just the best players and not really having a long-term team. But I mean, that's how it's set up, and he does a really good job at taking advantage of that.
Do you think that system is going to help or hurt them in this year and next year and the following year's NCAA March Madness tournament?
I think with that system is you're going to lack veterans on the squad. You're not going to have really good seniors who've been there for a long time, like other teams. But when you get the top prospects in the nation, you're gonna have a good team.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So after this, what do you think your Final Four is going to be? We have Kentucky and Notre Dame there. So who do you think is going to pull that game out?
I'm going to go with Kentucky.
Okay. Why do you say that?
I got to go. I mean, they're number 1. They're undefeated. I don't see Notre Dame really putting up. It might be a close game, but I have Kentucky pulling
Well, I'm glad at least he's coming out and saying someone for sure.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So you think the pressure might start bothering Kentucky a little bit? Closer game, better team.
Yeah.
Real.
I mean, they're going to get the best of every team from this point on, but it might not happen. That game might happen next if it does happen.
Okay.
Okay. Well, wait, Gerard, do you also agree that it will be Kentucky? Why or why not? This is what I want to see.
Against the Notre Dame team, I do believe that it's going to be Kentucky, only because I don't think Notre Dame has enough.
Enough?
In the Elite Eight, in the Final Four, I'm not quite sure that the teams have enough to beat Kentucky, because of how it's set up. When you start looking at Wisconsin or Duke, teams like that do have the seniors that Jake mentioned, that do have the excellent coaches like Mike Krzyzewski. That's when a coach can pull something out of his hat that he used 20 years ago. Yep. When he had Christian Laettner or Grant Hill or someone like that, and all of a sudden, why didn't anyone else think of this? It was on film, everyone knew it, but no one decided to use it.
So if you had $1 million to put on a team, at this point, you would both choose Kentucky.
No, I would keep that $1 million. So, and then on the other side of the bracket, in the East, you had Michigan State and Louisville going to the Elite Eight. Rick Pitino and Tom Izzo, who pulls it out?
We're at 10 minutes now.
This is a tough one. I'm going to go with Louisville for this one.
Louisville?
Yeah.
Why do you say that?
You know, I feel like it could go either way, really. But I'm just... one of my good friends has always been a big Louisville fan, so I'm going to pick this one for him.
Okay. Just for him?
Just for him.
All right. I hope your friend's right. So, and then in the South bracket, you had Duke and Gonzaga.
Mhm.
Who do you think is going to pull that?
I'm going to go with Duke.
Really?
Yeah.
That easy?
That easy. When you have Coach K, I mean, and the team he has, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, they do have one of the best players in the nation in Jahil Okafor. Jahil.
Yes.
I don't know, something like that. And then on the other side, we have Wisconsin and Arizona. Who's going to pull that one out?
Want to say Arizona, but I got to go with Wisconsin. I've
really?
always been a big fan of their team since high school when I first got into basketball. I like the system they used to run, so we go with Wisconsin.
All right. Well, there you have it. That's.
And I could be wrong, so don't hold me to it. But
All right, so now you have the answers for this video, and the next video is going to be on
the Final Four and who we think is going to win the national championship this year.
All right, so stand by, don't go anywhere, and all you have to really do, you don't have to agree with any of them, you don't even have to like any of them, but please click like and subscribe on the YouTube channel. Thank you so much.